when I read that, my heart was pierced because I was like, whoa. I just knew that the Lord was speaking to me saying, welcome back to God Nod. My name is Casey, and today I have a God Nod for you that happened a couple weeks ago. If you saw my other God Nod about how, it's just been feels kind of distant. It feels like the Lord's not speaking a lot, or like I can't really see him doing a lot. And sometimes that happens, like the Lord doesn't reveal all the things he's doing, obviously. But that's just like kind of where I'm at right now. And anyway, so this God Nod, the Lord just really spoke to my heart and really made clear that he is working even when we don't see him. And so if this is you, maybe you're in the same spot when you're like, Lord, I don't see you working, like it doesn't seem like you're answering my prayers, where are you? If that is you, this God Nod is for you. So let's get started. So on this particular day of not seeing the Lord do his thing, I was in my holy hour that morning, and I just opened up the Psalms, and I came upon Psalm 77. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna pray with this. Lord, please speak to me. And as I'm praying with the Psalm, I come to the last part of the Psalm, verses 17 through 21. I'm just gonna read them. This is what it says. It says, "The waters saw you, God. The waters saw you and lashed about. Even the deeps of the sea trembled. The clouds poured down their rains. The thunderheads rumbled. Your arrows flashed back and forth. The thunder of your chariot wheels resounded. Your lightning lit up the world. The earth trembled and quaked." And this is the key. This is what just pierced my heart. It says, "Through the sea was your way, your path through the mighty waters, though your footsteps were unseen. You led your people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron." Okay, did you catch that? Here it's saying that the waters see you, the lightning sees you, the thunder sees you, you're sovereign of the whole world, you do all of these things, you're creator, you're father, you do all of these things, and yet you lead us through mighty waters. You lead us through waters that are going crazy. And how often life feels like that sometimes. But it says, the sea was your way, the mighty waters was your way. You led us through mighty waters, through storms, through trials, through sufferings. And it says how his footsteps were unseen. So the waters knew he was there. The thunder and the lightning knew he was there. But we did not know he was there. We did not see him because his footsteps were unseen. His work was hidden. But it says that he led the people like a flock, like a shepherd and a lamb. And anyone who has studied shepherds, especially in Israel and back in this time, they know that the shepherds would do anything for their flock, that they are good shepherds, and that they would sacrifice their own life for their sheep. And so like a shepherd leads his flock, the Lord is leading us through mighty waters, but his footsteps were unseen. Okay, so when I read that, my heart was pierced because I was like, whoa. I just knew that the Lord was speaking to me saying, Casey, I am all around you. Everything in your life that's going on, I am in every single bit of it. And even though you don't see me, know that I am here. And you don't see me because I didn't leave my footsteps for you to see. And the reason for this is faith. He wants us to grow our faith in him. He wants us to trust that he is a good father and that he's taking care of us and that he's guiding every aspect of our life, even when it's not super visible, or even when we're going through mighty waters or storms or trials or sufferings, whatever it is. He wants us to grow our faith in him, that he is there and that he is leading us like a shepherd leads his flock, but to know that his footsteps were unseen. Okay, so that's what I encountered first in prayer, okay? And then as the Lord does, I felt inspired to pick up the book of wisdom. And this is what I read. And I opened to chapter 13 because that's the chapter I was on next. And verse 1, the last part of verse 1, this is what stood out to me. It says, "From studying the works, did not discern the artisan." Okay, honestly, the New American Translation on this one is not very good because I was praying with my Revised Standard Version and it was a lot more dramatic. Okay, let me read that one. It says, "Nor did they recognize the artisan while paying heed to his works." Okay, that's a way better translation. And so this also struck my heart because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, okay, here you're telling me in Psalm 77 that you're with me in the storm and that you don't leave your footsteps, and that we just can't see you. Like, your ways are hidden from us. And then in Wisdom 13, you're telling me that you are the artist. You have orchestrated all of this, my entire life, every aspect. And even the times where I do see your works, I don't pay attention to you. And I can often just see your works and see you as someone who does good things for me and nothing more, which is so terrible. I mean, like, what father and daughter, like, how awful would it be if the daughter only loved the father for the good things that he did for her? Like, let's say the father, like, protected her and spoiled her with gifts and took her dancing and did all of these things for his daughter. And the daughter saw all these things, but then in the time where the father didn't spoil her with gifts, the daughter became upset that the father wasn't giving her the gifts at the proper time that she thought was needed. And she complained and, yeah, just threw a fit because it seemed like the father wasn't loving her in the way that she desired. And I think of that because here when it says that, you know, they did not recognize the artist while paying heed to his works. And it makes me think of that because so many times in our life we see and we receive the blessings from the Lord around us, but we don't actually thank him for it, or we don't see how much he's pursuing us in these things, even in the sufferings. Like the sufferings and trials of our life are actually gifts from the Lord because he's pulling us close to him on the cross and inviting us into deeper intimacy with him. And that is like the greatest gift of all, even though on the surface level it sucks. But the reason why I think that this relates to Psalm 77 and how it also just like pierced my heart is like God, like our God is so good that he still works in our lives, and even when he's hidden, when we don't see his footsteps, when we don't see the artist behind the works, like his works are hidden the majority of the time. And so what I got from this and what the Lord was saying to my heart was that I think I wrote this down. I wrote, "Oh, Casey, my child, I am working in countless ways all around you. You have not the slightest idea. Seek me, Casey, for I am here in all of this." And so, yeah, really like what at the heart of what I was receiving from the Lord is that, Casey, there's times when you're not going to see me working in your life, but I need you to trust that I am there and I am more present than ever right now in your life. And I'm working in tremendous ways around you, even when it doesn't seem like it. And so like that's what I'm asking of you, because oftentimes you don't see me because you don't ask for the wisdom, or because in God's divine providence and his wisdom, it's best for me not to know. But in all of that, like the most important aspect is not for me to know and understand why to everything, but it's to trust in my Father. And to know that I don't need to know all the reasons why, because I know that he is good and that he loves me. Like, yeah, like the shepherd and the flock. Okay, so that was the two verses that really the Lord was just trying to like pierce my heart with. Like, Casey, like, I'm there, even when you don't see me. And then, so that happened. Let's see what day this was. That happened September 6th. Okay. September 7th, I'm reading a book, and then I come upon this line. This is what it says. I literally read like 3 pages of the book this day, and this is what it said. "There is never a moment when God does not come forward in the disguise of some suffering or some duty, and all that takes place within us, around us, and through us both includes and hides his activity. What? Oh my gosh, like, yeah. I literally, like, spent the whole day prior talking, like, just, like, communicating to our Lord about how, you know, I don't see you, and he's like, yeah, because I hide myself sometimes, and then the next day, he shows me again that, you know, he's there in every suffering and in every duty, and he disguises himself, and it all takes place within us, around us, and through us, and it includes and hides his activity. So, through all of this, I'm like, okay, the Lord is working. He has plans way higher than mine. And he sees me. He sees me in my complaints and in my childish ways. And so, with that being said, this is a God nod of God coming to my weak and complaining heart and just saying, like, Casey, I see you, I know you, I have plans for you, and even though it seems like I'm not working around you, like, I am in more ways than you will ever know, and like, and one day in heaven, you will see all of it. You will see every single second of it. But for right now, I'm asking you to trust me. And that's what I do, because, you know, the Lord has spoken, and he's so good. He's literally so good. So I hope that this has been a blessing to you, and for you to know that if you are in a season where you are doubting that God is working in your life, to run to him to prayer, and to pray with these scripture passages, Psalm 77 and Wisdom 13, and just to talk to the Lord about it, and he will also speak these same things to your heart, that his footsteps are hidden sometimes, and that's not always a bad thing. So I hope this video has blessed you. I'd love to know how the Lord is working in your life. Please leave a comment and know of my prayers.